What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with the update video. The wait is over. The hype was real, and now what's the verdict? That's the question, and that's what I've been trying to find out all morning. I tweeted out at you guys. I hit up my followers on Discord. I even jumped on stream and took all the feedback, both positive and negative, and now I'm going to sort of compile it here. You're going to see some comments rolling in the video as I do this, and you're also going to get to hear what I think about it. So you're going to see sort of comments from across the game as well as what I think. So let's jump right into it. First things first, one of my favorite things is this right here. You hit the little collector and boom, they're all gone. So that's part of the update, IMO. Let's talk about what is happening with what we're looking at here, and then we'll take the boat right over. As far as the update for the game as it was, things that were already in the game, I think I'm a little worried. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to make a judgment call yet. I'll see some wars happen, things like that. Obviously, I'm more focused, but I sort of expected some buffs to ground troops to sort of offset what is a perceived, at least slight nerf to the loons. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm happy about that. I don't love loons. I see too many loons, and I kind of like the idea of that, but it's hard. It's already a little bit too hard to get 10v10 3-stars. Not way off. I've said it a lot of times. I think 10v10 is the best balance there is right now, probably, but it's a little too hard. So when you nerf something like that, I'd like to see it change with a little bit of a ground buff. And they did give us the upgraded heal spell, but the problem is with Inferno Towers, you can't heal anyway, so that's the major dilemma. I would have loved to have seen something along the lines of a ground buff to counteract that, because that's what we really need. I haven't seen it. Maybe it's coming, maybe there'll be more balance, but if this simply drops the 10v10 triple hit from 17-18% down to 12-14%, it's a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's not what us war guys need and want. But I'm going to withhold judgment on that till I see it in action. It may not be a big enough nerf that it changes those percentages at all. We'll have to wait and see. So that is my initial reaction on that side of things in the update. And there's not as much, when they talked about how big this update was going to be, I knew sort of what was coming on the boat, the island, but I thought they meant more like game-changing stuff of what we already had, which that's a little bit lacking in my opinion. We'd love again to see some nerfs to some ground traps or a buff to some ground troops, something along those lines. Get those 10v10 triples happening on the ground where I want to see them. Now, before the hate starts in the comments, and I know it's going to come and all over, oh, Jake's just complaining again. He complains about everything. I want you guys to know, I'm not complaining, okay? I'm a little bit disappointed only because of how awesome this could have been. Not to say it's not going to be awesome or it can't still be awesome, but I think they missed the mark a little bit, and I'll explain what I mean by that. When I have always talked about, give us a new game mode, give us a new game mode, that's what we need. You guys can go back and you can see I've never, I've never varied on it, and that's one thing I think I can say about myself is I'm consistent. I don't flip and flop and whatever is popular. I tell you what I think, and I've been consistent for years that way. So I think that's good. I've always said, give us a new game mode. These bases, these heroes, these troops that we've spent hours on, that we've spent years on, that we've spent money on, effort, they are our trophies. They are what we have dedicated ourselves to and what we have made Supercell rich doing. Okay, so you and I and everyone else that plays the game. And what my argument was is give us something that we can, another way we can enjoy these trophies, these things we've worked so hard and spent so much time and money on. And that is where I think they missed the mark. Instead of letting me enjoy this, what you're seeing in front of you, what I have spent so many hours doing and hundreds of dollars building and getting to this point, instead of giving me an in-game mode that I can play with it, they put me on a boat and they gave me this. And clearly, it's not as epic. Now, will it be someday? Maybe. But essentially what they said is, yes, you've put all this effort into this. Yes, you've given us money and time, and you've made us very wealthy and a very popular game company. And in return, we're saying, here, we'll give you another game mode, but you start all over. And that's just a little bit of a miss to me. It's not that it can't be fun. It's not that it won't be fun. There's some very, very cool things in here. You go in, you can research on your troops and get some little abilities. I like it. It's cool. It's fun. It makes things a little bit different. The actual PvP action, I'm hoping when it gets built up to the end game levels will be actually fun. Obviously, right now, not a lot of fun when you're Builder Hall level 2 because there's just some barbs and some archers running around. It's some pretty basic stuff. I'm not blaming them on that. So I think there's some really cool things that could turn into some really awesome things that are over here. The problem is that you would just see that people would be losing their minds if it was the same thing with the same tweaks and the same cool little additions, only right here, right here. That's what we needed, a new game mode to enjoy our trophies, not a new game mode where we have to start over and it's square one. And then on top of that, here's the major complaint that I've heard from all my feedback. This is the number one complaint. You hit the attack button, you go find you a match, and I've already done it today. You only get loot, which means you only get to progress from 3 matches. That's it. You're done for the day. But come back tomorrow, or, of course, there's always that alternative, spend some gems and you can play the game some more. I hate it. I think most people in the game hate it. It's not a good way to do it. It's not a good way to promote your own game, to keep people on the game playing. It's just not good. It's just a bad way to do it. And only 3 attacks, it's way, way, way too low. So hopefully in some point, somewhere very soon, there's a change. Because that attack right there, I didn't get a single thing for it. I might, if I win, get some cups. I might, if I lose some cups, and I did win, I gained 30 cups. Okay, that's great. That means next time I attack, I get higher cups, I get a better bonus. But for the actual attack, I got nothing. Give me a reason to hit the button besides cups. I hate cups. A lot of people in this game hate cups. I don't want to push. I don't want a trophy push. I want to compete. So give me a reason to do it. Give me a little bit of loot. Give me just the loot from the elixir collector and the gold mine. I don't care. Just give me a reason to do it other than tomorrow. That's my major complaint there. I think that's the major complaint across Clash of Clans right now, is the limitation there needs to be removed or tweaked or something along those lines. And it needs to be done quite quickly for this to be a big hit. Now, this could be big anyways. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be a lot of people loving this update. There really is. My little section of the internet where I've reached out, Twitter, Discord, on the stream, whatever, the percentages are breaking down real close to about 60% of my people don't like the update, or are sort of like, I'm not excited about it. I'm not pumped about it. It was overhyped. 30%, I'm not sure, yeah, but 30% roughly are in the middle. They kind of like it. They wish there were some things changed about it. Not their favorite thing, not the worst thing in the world. And about 10% love it. And that's really what I'm getting across the board. And I did try, and trust me, I'm not trying to, you see the comments, I'm not trying to skew people or influence people. I always tell what I think honestly and truthfully, and I think that these people are probably not lying either. A lot of people aren't liking this. Again, when I was talking about it, when I was giving my suggestion, people were like, exactly. If this thing was just like it was, if it was PvP, which is a great thing. It's cool. It's awesome. It's going to be fun. If it was on our home bases and we were using our heroes and our troops and able to put those things on there, even if they had to limit it, nerf, scale things down, it would still be something that we've already worked for. A lot of people feeling the stress of, you want me to start over just to play the new game mode? No, thank you. And it's upsetting a lot of people. Now, again, people are going to say, oh, Jake complains about everything. His people complain about everything. Not true. Not true. I am withholding judgment on this update. I want you to be very clear. I am withholding judgment until I get leveled up to the point where I can see actual PvP gameplay that is relevant, where you've got traps, you've got the different troops, you've got all that stuff. It'll take some time, because I'm not just going to gem this thing up. I don't want to spend gems on that. So we'll see. I will withhold judgment, but I guess my major complaint is it could have been as big as they sold it as big, and it's not. I don't think many people will say it lived up to the hype. The hype was too much. I think Supercell needs to really look at that and learn the phrase under promise and over deliver instead of the other way around. You'll get much better reception. If this thing had been announced, hey, we got a new game mode coming out for you guys, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be fun, fast-paced game mode, and then the next week, boom, we had it, you would not see the reaction you're seeing today, which is a lot of people that are underwhelmed, at least. That's a word I heard thrown around a lot, is I'm underwhelmed, and I would have to agree with that. It's a little bit underwhelming. I think it could be fun. I think it will be fun eventually, but for now, it is, I think meh is a good word to describe it. We'll see once we get leveled up to that max town hall or builder hall. It's going to be impossible for me to remember to say. But when we get there, maybe it'll be we'll all be rejoicing and loving it. But for today, pretty frustrating to do 3 attacks. I didn't even have the sweep completely wiped out of my eyes before my 3 attacks were over, and it was sort of like that's it for today. See you tomorrow type thing. So fix that supercell, and you will get a lot better reception. And then again, learn from these mistakes. Learn from these things that you guys have done. These hype things are just they're too much. It's too long. It really makes it harder to people to be excited about it when it finally gets here, especially when it's not what they exactly wanted. They wanted a new game mode for the game they've been playing for 3 years, and a lot of people feel like they got a new game mode for a game that they have to start today. So there you go, guys. That's my thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think. Until next time, and Jake from OneHive doing my best to help you guys suck less.